Hey there, hello and welcome. It is Madeline here. Happy Sunday, or whenever you are watching this. Haven't seen you in a while because I haven't been inspired to speak, but I've recently been inspired to speak. So here I am, right? When I have something to say, I'll come say it. And when you ask a question, I'll come answer it. And both of those things happened, right? One of you asked a question, and I'm inspired to speak. So here we go. Recently, one of you asked, how do you know what's true? We were exchanging in Messenger, we were exchanging information probably on Maxine. And, like they were asking questions about that. I've done extensive research about what's going on, various aspects of what's going on in the world. So, and her final response to me was like, it's so hard to know what's true. It's so hard to know what to believe. And I thought, oh, what a juicy topic for a Facebook Live. So here I am, right? How do you know what to believe? How do you know what's true, right? Assuming that there are fundamental truths, right? My brother and I keep having this fun conversation about what's true, is there truth, is it relative, and but that's a conversation for another day. Assuming that there are fundamental truths, I believe that there are fundamental truths, and I also believe and teach that there are truths for each of us, right? That my truth might not be the same as your truth, right? My last video was about how the world is so divided, and that one way to mitigate that division is to understand that our truths are different, right? Aside from Rick, aloha, good to see you. Aside from the criminals and the tyrants in charge, right, who are breaking the law all day, every day, I'm talking about me and you, about humanity who are suffering from the results of the tyranny and the crimes being committed against humanity right now, right? How do you know what's true? And the current terror is, the needle and the criminals in charge trying to force us to take it. And I think that's what, like my friend and I were talking about. So, like, how do you know what's true, right? Because the criminals in charge and the tyrants and the people who are supposed to be looking out for us are telling us that this thing is safe and effective and forcibly trying to jab it in our arm. And there's another community who is saying, no, no, it's not what they say it is. It's actually dangerous. It's experimental. We don't know what's going to happen. People who have gotten it are actually dying and others are very sick, having serious adverse events. And, I've had some people say, well, I'm going to get the JJ thing, right? Instead of the other two things, because that's not that new thing. And I said, no, no, I think the JJ thing is a little different, but it's still bad. And at a minimum, we don't know, right? Because it's been 5 minutes and it takes about 10 to 15 years to actually develop a new thing, right? And it's been 5 minutes. It's been, they rolled it out in a few months. So what do you know? How do you know what's true? How do you know who to believe? I think that's what she said. How do you know who to believe? Here we go. My love's a few ways. Okay. First of all, I'll share the ways of this world, right? And that is do your own research, right? So I have done extensive research about germ theory versus Turian theory versus biology, whether some, like do masks work, do they not work? Is the vaccine a good idea? Is it not a good idea? How does my body work, right? Like how does one get sick? How does one stay healthy? Can I make someone else sick? Can someone else make me sick, right? So, and I've done extensive research on this, and I have very fast and true beliefs about what's true, right? So, and I am absolutely certain about some things that I may share with you in a minute. But how do you know, right? How do you know it's true? First of all, do the research. Oh, there's conflicting research. I know. Secondly, here are some questions you can ask when you're doing the research. When you're receiving any information, actually, even what I'm telling you, even what I'm sharing with you, First question is it true, right? Just, is it true? According to who? What else could be true? What's the motivation of this information being shared? Is it based on facts or is it based on fear? Okay, just asking those that handful of question those handful of questions can get you to a place of, oh, does it make sense? That's the last question. Does it make sense? Which leads me into, forgive my fingers in the camera, which leads me to, how do you know it's true, right? So if there's research, that's the work of this plane, right? Of the planet, of humanity, of this world. The next thing is, which is just as important, if not more important, in my opinion, more powerful and more accurate than the tools of this world, and put together is, well, then you just get superpowers, right? Is your intuition, right? Does it feel true? Is it true to you? How do you hone your intuition? Prayer and meditation, right? It's important. I love that this is happening. I'm doing this on a Sunday, right? Which is in line with the 7 spiritual laws, the spiritual law of pure potentiality, which is all about connecting with God, your higher self, your creator, whoever, whatever that is for you, right? When you are directly connected to the life force greater than yourself, then that connection will allow you to know what's true for you, because that connection, and in my opinion and experience, it's that connection and that connection only, although gathering information can do this to some extent, will make clear what's true for you, will clear the path ahead for you, and give you the confidence and the knowing to move forward in a direction, in one direction or another, right? So prayer is when you talk to God, right? And whoever that is for you, however that is for you, if you want my help with that, I am happy to help you connect with God. That's what I do, right? Is I help my clients and my audience find their freedom by aligning with their truth, right? Your truth is that direct connection to God, your higher self, being, Allah, Buddha, what have you, spirit, the divine. I love all those words, right? So prayer is when we talk to that higher power, and meditation is when we listen, right? So particularly, I'm very fond of a silent mantra-based meditation, which is one of the meditations that I teach because I practice it and I believe it's the most powerful. So communication, you'll recall, is a two-way street. So it's important to do both. It's important to pray and it's important to meditate. And it's in that process, in that practice, that we open up the channel to connect us to our higher being, to God, to spirit, to love, to the truth, right? Whatever that means for you, right? And again, your truth might be different from my truth. They're probably similar if we're hanging out together, but it might be different from your neighbor's truth, your family member's truth, your coworker's truth. And I think my last video I spoke to that, and maybe I'll talk to that again in a future video, right? So then when you know what your truth is, right, you can go forth in confidence, in spirit, right, in hope and positivity, as opposed to in fear, right? When you're in fear, you're disconnected from who you really are. You're disconnected from God, right? So A Course in Miracles says that, when you walk in fear, it's because that when you're in fear, it's because you've forgotten who walks beside you. And you're relying on your own strength as opposed to relying on God to help you. So what do I know to be true, right? Just if you're interested, right? What I know to be truth as a result of this process, particularly over the past year and a half, over the past 16 months, I know that I am healthy, right? I know that I am not a threat to other human beings. I know that other human beings are not a threat to me. I know that contagion is a myth, that is not how illness happens and manifests, okay? I know that I am a sovereign human being. I know that no matter what the criminals in charge say, that I am a healthy, free American and that I will come and go freely, and that love and light is the answer to the terror that is going on in the world, the terror that is being put forth upon the masses today, that love and light, prayer, meditation, truth, and research is the answer. I have other truths, but this video is long enough, right? I want it to be short enough so you can jump in and out and take it with you. So let me know what questions you have. Let me know what your truths are in the comments below. Let me know, what you'd like me to cover going forward so I can help you during these challenging times, because they're not behind us, right? They're not behind us, and I hope I'm wrong, right? And I pray for the best, but it feels like it's going to continue to be challenging for a little while going forward. So, but I pray for the best, right? I pray for the best, hope for the best, and plan for, what I can. So, how do you know what's true? I'm going to wrap it up. How do you know what's true? Do your research, right? Ask those critical thinking questions. Is it true? According to who? What's the motivation of the individuals providing the information? What else could be true? Is it based on facts or fear? And does it make sense? Right? So those are the questions when you are when you're doing your research, right? In my opinion, let me know if I've missed any. And then pray and meditate. I hear music in the background. There must be a boat on the water, right? And then pray and meditate to connect you with God, right? With that higher power, with your higher self, with nature, whatever that word, like whatever that higher being, higher life force is for you, and then meditate so you can listen, right? So then you'll have an easier time of knowing what's true and moving forth in life with confidence, right? Because confidence to go after your hopes and dreams and live life, live and enjoy life like God, Jesus, and all the powers, all the heavenly powers that be intended for us. Okay. All right. That's it. I hope this serves you. I will look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Until then, I will see you in the gap. Namaste. And reach out to me, right? Private message me if you want to know how I can help you indirectly. Individually is what I was going to say. Individually and directly, and it came out indirectly. So individually, if you'd like to work with me individually, or how I can help you directly, or what you want to talk about going forward. So, ciao, my loves. See you next time. Mwah. Till then, I'll see you in the gap. Namaste.